Day 659. Getting ready for bed. And the pup's over here. Want to say hi? Hi. I don't know why. For some reason, she just stretched out and decided to put her paw on my foot. Can I help you? Don't get huffy. Don't get huffy. But the day went well. Slept in until about 6:50. Hit the snooze button a couple times with the alarm. Oh, just thinking I had a hard time going to sleep last night. And it was about, I was in bed by 11:30 and I just tossing and turning until about 1. Finally, just like, okay, put the phone down. Just take 15-20 minutes and just go to sleep if you need to. So I'm just, close your eyes. Try to think about as little as possible and see if that helps. And eventually it kicked in. Then had a decent walk. Puppy got a little crazy with one of the dogs across the street. But I think the other dog was giving the pup a stare. So they just had to stare down. And they were almost walking at each other, like staring, like, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? I'm like, I'm walking over here. So it was kind of funny. And then they were walking away, and I was like, okay, just stay here. I'm going to go the other direction. And then she just tried to sit down, and then she got excited, and the other dog started growling. So she started growling. It got out of hand. I mean, nothing happened, but she just started barking, like, okay, don't need that. Then got to work. No dumpster diving today, thank goodness, and throw anything away. But I just put the key in my pocket, said, not even gonna chance it. Then got to work. Work was fairly casual. We got this new group, like a group chat, and there's 4 of us, and us 4 have been there for about 5 years together. One of the guys had left for a year and a half, 2 years, and came back. And so we normally go to lunch and chit chat about sports or video games or movies or weekend stuff, or show each other random videos to make each other laugh, or stupid stuff, whatever it is. And so there's a group chat called the Bois on there. And one of the guys is notorious for telling dad jokes. Probably 1 or 2 a week. Some of it will just be, hey, did you hear about the one guy? Blah, 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 blah. He tells it that way. Sometimes they're so far out there that makes it funny. And sometimes it's the way he says it that he sells it a little bit better. But we know what to expect from him. And he had one of the jokes today. Something about which of the lakes is the most detailed. And I kind of thought for a second, like, okay, it's got to be the Pacific. And the only reason I thought of that is because I used to watch that show Duck Dynasty. And their uncle used to say, you gotta be Pacific. And I thought it was the funniest thing. And his nephews tried to correct him, saying, no, you gotta be specific. Like, that's what I said, Pacific. You gotta be Pacific. And so I just immediately thought of that show real quick, and I got the joke before he got it. But then about a minute later, one of the other guys had checked the message, saw the joke, and it said, so-and-so is no longer part of the group chat. And so the guy that told the joke kind of laughed. And laughed it off. Just said, he's gone, he left. Scared him away, whatever. And then at lunch, they all went to lunch together, and I had to wait because we were in the same department. And I don't know what they were talking about, but they came back, and guess the guy that created the group had added him back in. And it says so and so has been added to the group. And then he just goes, no. And so I said, hey, Nick, I think you typed that wrong. We're in World Cup season. I think you meant goal. And he's like, no. Like, it pretty much put NOOAL, like, for the goal sign. So we had a little laugh, and that was kind of funny. I think it used to be more fun. We would have whole conversations and memes, and then they took that part out. So now we just have to put little emojis or write the joke out. But whatever. And then after work, went to the park, did another 6-mile run there. And I thought I had more daylight time. I was trying to go run some of the hills. And by the time I got there, I barely got a mile in and it was getting dark. So I don't want to chance it. It's a little too rocky out there. I didn't bring any kind of headlamp or flashlight. So I'm just going to do the canal. And the canal, the way I do it, go up one direction, come back on the other side, go up to the bridge, come back, and then head back to the parking lot. And that's just shy of 6 miles. I think it was 5.6. And I just added on the 0.4 when I got there around the parking lot. But the whole time, I thought I had heard helicopters. And I got kind of zoned out a little bit. And I was like, oh, there's still helicopters over here. And I thought, maybe because there's a military base right there. You okay, puppies? You gonna poke my feet? I was thinking, because there's a military base there, maybe they're doing some kind of training. So maybe they're running laps or doing liftoff and landings or running flight patterns. I don't know. I didn't pay much attention. I just heard the helicopters, and it could have been the news. It could have been just one flying over randomly. And I was just thinking, like, man, they've been here the entire run. And it was dark enough I could see where they were at. And I was like, I don't remember that part of the mountain being that well lit up. And then I see the helicopter above it, and then below it, there's either ambulance or police trucks or police vehicles, and you see the red lights going. So like, oh man, they're hopefully, I don't know how to say it, put in the best situation, but I'm guessing that they had a hiker or someone take a bad fall, or they found them passed out over there. I don't know, but they were there for at least an hour that I know of. I think when I was driving away, they were finally clearing out, but yeah, scary either way. Are you huffing at me? This one over here's got a little attitude. What? What's with the attitude? Yeah, you. Cool it. But then just came back, did a set of pull-ups, walked the pup. We went for a little over a 10-minute walk. Hey! Cool it. And then just got some food and watched the Suns game. The Suns game started at 7, so that was kind of nice. And by the time the game started, I was jumping in the shower. I got out and they were up by 20. And I guess Booker had been on a shooting spree. And he had 50 points by the third quarter, so he pretty much sat down the whole fourth quarter. And they pretty much had the lead from beginning to end. And they won by, I believe it was 20. So it was a good game from what I could tell. I missed some of it again because I was in the shower and I was making food. Are you going to go? Do you need to go? Okay. Bye-bye. And then, what was I trying to watch? There was a World Cup recap. Saw the 2 games I missed this morning. Saw some highlights of that. And then I was just kind of playing my game, zoning out, watching ridiculousness. And now I'm trying to get ready to go for bed, and the dog's throwing a little fit over here. Stop huffing at me. Come on, we're gonna go to bed. Let's go. Get in here. But that's it. That's the day. So, run your life with health and happiness. Have a good night.